Passiamo adesso alla prima tavola rotonda, a due.
Let's move on to the first round table and let's take a deep dive into the school world. We have Francesco Zurlo, who is the principal of the School of Design at the Polytechnic University of Milano, and Sergio Nava, Director of Education, Istituto Marangoni in Milan. Okay, welcome.
Ben arrivati.
Okay, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for your availability. Well, we wanted to talk about different professional figures, designers, etc. So this is something which is really fast-moving. So we wanted to organize this roundtable to understand, in terms of training and education, what the developments are, where we are headed, also in terms of education, what will be also the impact of augmented reality and AI as well. This is a little bit the underlying idea for this roundtable. Well, who would like to start? Yeah, as you wish.
Sono Sergio Nava.
I'm Sergio Nava. You have already introduced me. Thank you, David. Well, I'd like to thank Pan Bianco for having me here today, for having us here today. Well, we are representatives of the school world, and we do think that it is really important to bring design schools back to the design system. And these should be a breeding ground for an exchange of ideas and views and experimentations as well. Well, as far as the topics that you raised are concerned, we really believe in those technologies. And in the last 4 years, we have also started and launched the master's degree programs concerning digital technologies, such as a master's degree dealing with technologies applied to brand spaces, so retail spaces or temporary spaces, where we have a new figure that is kind of a hybrid figure between the role of interior designer and the professional that is able to manage all the new digital technologies, but also the system and automated system-related technologies, such as robotics, for example. And as regards robotics, in October, we will launch a new master's degree in robot design for human interaction. This is a challenge, but we wanted to launch this master's degree program as a signal, so to say. So the robotics technology will have an impact on artificial intelligence for the optimization of the marketing part and the industrial part, customer care part, before and after sales. They will also have an impact on the evolution and the developments of new products. We really believe in the furniture and furnishing sector for artificial intelligence, so its role in this sector. We have a lot of projects in the pipeline now with Carter, for example. Carter was one of the pioneers from this point of view for the creation of new products that are related with artificial intelligence. So we are talking about sustainability. So these are cross-cutting issues. I always deal with them in my daily routine. And those aspects also have an impact on the purchase behavior of consumers. And artificial intelligence will allow us to create new interfaces so that people can express their uniqueness, and they can also share their inputs with those developing products. So robotic technologies, and behind that there is an entire world that we want to explore, where robotic intelligence was a field of expertise of engineers and the industrial system, but it is not yet within this design world, apart from some accessories and household appliances and smart devices, for example. It is not yet in the furniture or in the furnishing sector. Well, it will come in this sector, of course, and this this designer, specific designer that we will train, will work on the empathy of objects. So lamps, thinking lamps, or furniture items that will also have this ability to address the client's needs in order to be more functional. And last but not least, the role of designers in this environment. So the role of designers, and this is something that we will share with our students. We want to humanize robotic technologies and digital technologies. The two aspects must coexist and they go hand in hand. So innovation and the fact that these innovations should also be used and accepted by the audience to make sure that the mission is also or is always bringing an added value to the end user. Thank you. Good morning, everybody, also from my side. Well, you have a question. You can choose your question, right? No. I'd like to get back to what Sergio was saying before and what you asked us to answer. Well, since we are a polytechnic university, we deal with the technologies, digital technologies. They are impactful technologies at different levels for education and training. But in order for us to transfer and to convey these contents that should be topical and in line with technologies, we need to carry out research, and this is the Polytechnic of Milan. This is our core business. Well, Polytechnic University, well, we are a research university, so research is at the foreground, and then we also have an impact on the learning methods, for example, and the teaching methods as well. Well, the Istituto Marangoni, okay. Oh, sorry, I was not really focused. We were talking about something else, the Nava group. Okay, it's the same group, actually. No. Okay, Istituto Marangoni. Okay, why do we want to bring forward this kind of research on the topic of artificial intelligence? And more specifically, that part of artificial intelligence, which is a regenerative AI. So we want to generate ideas. We want to support human beings in their creativity. This aspect can also be a double-edged sword. So because we have pros and cons, we have engines of artificial intelligence that can do everything, or we can also strengthen the creative skills of human beings, which will be an important field of expertise in the next few years. So this is a very powerful technology that was disseminated very quickly, very fast. It is an ever changing technology. It's 11:30 in the afternoon. Maybe we will have something new, since it's evolving very quickly. And it's also difficult to understand where it will get, but we have to understand what the potential of this technology is. And the feature, the distinctive feature, is that you can interact with technology. It's something which is really human, humanization of technologies. So humanization of the speech as well, the language. 5 days to reach 1 million people. Facebook took same time, or Instagram 2.5 months to reach the same number of people. So you understand how powerful this technology is. So they are enablers. They enable people. So you don't have to learn something difficult. It's not something you have to put in a CAD or a CAD software or program, or, well, an Adobe software. You just communicate, you send signals, and the machine can process results. So, having said that, we have to make a distinction. So those who were using CAD before, they are no longer needed, right? Because I'm just communicate with the machine. Yeah, that's true. But there is another important aspect. You have to learn how to speak with the machine, prompt design. So you need to be able to understand which words, which phrases and sentences you need to use to communicate with the machine, which is behind the scenes. So if we need to understand what the person inventing that algorithm was referring to. So who can use them? Regenerative AI for visualization. For example, this is conceived and designed for people that are quite used to using software tools for the manipulation of pictures. So you try to, or they try to, get in touch with those people. So using a common language. But this language can be acquired as well. You can also have like domains. Mr. Gavazzi, for example, can intervene, can also send a message to Chat GPT to create a new collection of kitchens, and he can replace its design manager or art director or the other designers. So this is something which is feasible, which is doable, and this can be something trivial. Yeah, we can talk about a psychedelic kitchen, but it can also be very interesting. Also, what does this tell us? That we have no longer barriers. We have no barriers, no more barriers. The language is kind of a powerful mediator to interact with these processing machines that are so powerful, and we have to streamline all that. But let's think about music. There is no Swedish, there is a Swedish singer, ADC, that passed away recently. And he was well known in the international scenario, but he didn't even know one single note, music note. But he used to sing with Coldplay and with many other musicians and singers. So, well, a domain operator, like a businessman that has the technical skills to do that. If we talk about language, we also need to understand what kind of language we need to use. The regenerative engine is an engine that taps into the network. I wanted to realize a picture as Vermeer would do it. So all the pictures by Vermeer are taken from the web, from the network, and the machine gives me a specific solution. So this is kind of description of what is present in the network, and this is a specific strategy, for example. So this is a kind of a way of paraphrasing. This is something that we all know from the high school when we used to study Dante Alighieri and the Divine Comedy. But, well, this work of artificial intelligence will also bring about lack of knowledge of the pictures. So we put all these elements together, we paraphrase of this element, but the weight is much lower. And this is kind of standardization in a way, right? Yeah, that's a standardization. We don't have this kind of gap in terms of creativity because many creative people discard things. So this creativity will stay human, right? It might stay human. The idea of discarding things or not understanding things in the history of creativity of humanity, you have a lot of people that were discarded. They were rejected, they were not understood, but they were enhanced afterwards, so at a later stage. But we have regenerative AI that behaves kind of like a human being. Well, we know the history. I always tell students that what distinguishes us from other people is the ability of telling stories, storytelling. Well, the College of Art uses this idea, well, human beings as homo fabulans and not homo sapiens sapiens, since there is this storytelling, and this is the way in which we construct our identity with other people within the history. And this is also a way of paraphrasing, so telling stories. This is really disruptive. For the first time, we are faced with a digital entity that is able to exchange with this typically human capacity and skill. But as far as companies are concerned, well, creativity is an important factor also for the speed of process. Well, we need to make the most of those technologies, and in this way we can also have a measurable competitive advantage, I think. Am I right? Or, well, we are talking about long-term vision, right? Well, we need a paradigm shift. This is kind of paradigm shift because design schools can become a place where companies can take risks. They can embark upon the use of artificial intelligence. We already have a lot of applications that are already operating, and we spend so many years collecting big data, so many thousands and millions of data, and this is possible. We should make the most of those data. We should exploit them. And then we also have sustainability, artificial intelligence processes that can optimize and streamline the supply chain. But we can also talk about this quality relationship. We were talking about the luxury sector that should make a difference. Artificial intelligence can optimize operational costs before and after sales, and the level can stay very, very high, and the EBITDA needs of companies can be addressed as well. Is this something that is already applicable, or the company can come back home and go to the city manager and can say, okay, what shall we do? Yeah, this is a provocation from me, from my side. There are companies that are not still well comfortable with Web 2.0. So, well, moving on to 3.0 is the best way of doing that. So it's useless to well, to invest money in an internet website. It's better to use a it's better to use a software to optimize these processes. Well, if we take a look at the design thinking, for example, design thinking is kind of a mantra, is a slogan that is used in the furnishing sector, and it is also oriented to the competencies and skills in so many different sectors, like the banking sector, the financial sector, insurance sector, energy, etc. So the model, the pattern of design thinking was encoded by Design Council in England, and they always show things as they are with this kind of double diamond. So we have a double diamond with the diverging and converging process to get to the solution. And then 4D, discover, define, develop, and deliver. 4Ds. So what are we studying in this design thinking pattern in Milan together with our management engineers? Well, the significant role of AI and the analysis of data will be in the discover phase. At the discover stage, more and more, I want to set information, and the more information I have, the more information is available, the more significant can my solutions be. And when we talk about setting the problem, well, with AI I have a further passage, a further step, because I find new topics. Very often designers, architects, engineers, etc., they do have bias and they have prejudice, and they do things as they have always done. If I use these phishing tools to collect knowledge on the network, well, I read or I get to know something that was not known to me. So without bias, so we have new insights and new inputs, and this is really significant. And we could have also significant solutions. So I think that this will help us amplify our skills, or skills as designers, instead of being jeopardized and threatened. You have a richer base of knowledge to bring in your creativity and your ideas, right? Yeah. Design means innovation. This is a mix of knowledge, and the more this knowledge comes from different backgrounds, the more disruptive it can be. So very often we are faced with problems, and we don't think out of the box. So we behave always in the same way, and with this opportunity of artificial intelligence, we will be able to move fast. Another significant aspect is linked basically to that dimension of defining things. What does it mean? Prototyping. Prototype. Define means a prototype. And we have a lot of different aspects we have to start with. I define a solution, I define it, I prototype it, I test it, I validate it, and then I produce it. So design thinking and artificial intelligence, virtual reality, all the set of tools that are available to us will allow us to carry out a very fast prototyping at different levels. And this is also linked to the return to our going back to sustainability, because this year we have developed a technology together with a company that enables you to pass from tactic to physical to imaginary as well. So the connection between real and virtual elements. I have created an asteroid on a platform, and after 10 seconds touching the asteroid, my cursor was used to perceive it as a real one. So these technologies, artificial intelligence that can use prototypes in real time, in virtual reality, thanks to sensors, will enable us to eliminate so many passages. So optimization of times and no waste and no byproducts compared to what we had before, or maybe different scales. We have a European example, a European Bauhaus map, and it was launched in a great way 3 years ago during COVID. Beautiful, sustainable together. This is the under title, and we want to involve the citizens as much as possible in order to improve the quality of their life, their quality of life, and the quality of cities, etc., services, etc. If a citizen is not trained, he cannot submit visionary proposals. But if we have powerful tools with a guide, with specific guidelines, then they also they are able to give the right inputs to these processing machines, and then we will have new scenarios. We can involve more stakeholders, and we can also organize urban initiatives. Last question.
Parliamo di formazione.
We are talking about school education and training. What is the relationship with these companies? Is there room for improvement, or this is already an excellent relationship? So if you have to share kind of a call, well, there is always room for improvement, but our relationships are very, very significant with the wood sector, with the furniture sector as well. Well, we have kind of a consortium for design. With them, we have also started different initiatives, and we are bringing forward all those initiatives also on the sustainability training. We have a lot of different contacts with different companies from this sector. There is a huge interest in training. Yeah, we have been working with most companies that I see here in the audience, in this room. We are trying to change our relationship with those companies. In the last few years, the relationship between schools and companies were too flat. They were too flat, sorry. We are collaborating with them now, and we are trying to give a boost to this relationship. So our school, the Polytechnic University, this is a breeding ground. We can also take risks, so we can find new pathways, new directions, so that we don't waste any time and any money. Thank you.